You gotta look sharp, do 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 do. You gotta look sharp, do 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 do. When you gotta have no illusions. Terribly out of tune, but some Joe Jackson, everybody. Where's my coffee? At any rate, where was I? I was talking about sharpening. I've sharpened many things in here, like my 2-inch chisel and stuff like that. I have many sharpening modalities in this space. I have oil stones, water stones, I have diamond laps, I have lapping compounds, I have a Ziploc baggie full of little syringes of diamond lapping compound I cannot find. It's making me crazy. And I just repurposed an old piece of IKEA furniture. Did I really finish my coffee? Hold on. There is this one system which Tom Sachs and a couple of other friends and I in a group chat refer to as the crazy Russian system. It's these guys. TS Prof. These are, I'm about to use one of their devices to sharpen the longest blade I've sharpened, this guy, the Crouching Tiger Hidden Dragon blade. Now, let me get a camera on this so you can see my progress. Yeah, I did. Yeah, it's in the trash there. So this is a blade which I etched years ago with Mel Ho and Jen Schachter. They drew me a stencil. I put it on here. I etched through this with some ferric chloride, I believe, and then I painted it green. I'm really happy with this. And what you can see here is that I've got a sort of a fake sharpened edge here. I have beveled ever so slightly this last basically 100,000ths, 2.5 millimeters, give or take, of an edge to kind of make it look like an edge. This is a very movie treatment of a blade. I don't need this thing to be razor sharp. So I'm about to do the same thing on the other side. I will admit to you, I have already sharpened half this blade. I did it off camera on the weekend. I'm so sorry. So I'm just doing that to protect the side I've already finished. And I'm going to clamp this in and we're going to get started. One of the advantages of this system is that you can sharpen both sides of a thing because these beautiful clamps actually register in both ways. And you can set your angle here for sharpening to be whatever you would like it to be. Right now it's a little bit heavy, a little bit too long. Yeah, there we go. And actually this one can come back in because there we go. Maybe two about there. Right, and right now I've got a 400 in there. That's not what I'm going to use right now. Right now I'm going to hit this with a 400 is my second blade. So it's got a spring here. Can you see everything I'm doing? Yeah, there's a little spring here which allows me to set a tension so that this is actually tense between. We're going to mount my blade in here. Normally, on a blade, I'm working very hard to make sure that this dimension is mission critical and perfect. I don't need to do that on this one since I'm not looking for the two bevels to meet here. I'm just looking to make it look like it is a sharp thing. All right, so let's go out to here. Raise this up a bit more. Right, we're going to raise it up to where it was. happy with how it is here, out to there, and I'm going to move it. All right, there's a couple things I wanted to talk about this. One is, if you know this sharpening system and you're watching me do it, you know that you can see that I'm playing super fast and loose. One of the things about this sharpening system that I love is this little angle finder box. They've made this beautiful little angle finder that tells you what your exact angle off of horizontal is. And it's actually been great for me because for much of this, I have been able to say, oh, I'm at 17.1 degrees angle here and 15 degrees up here, and I'm changing it slightly because the blade gets super thin. But there's also some places where the blade is thick and slightly irregular, and so I've been adjusting the angle. Again, none of this is about getting this blade sharp, and which is where you have an angle that you preferred for a specific kind of blade. And then you would just make sure it was locked at that. I am making an aesthetic blade here. And really, I mean, it's not like I'm making a fake blade. This is a real steel blade. It bends correctly, but I don't need it to be sharp. So I'm only making it look sharp. And to that end, the next pass, that was 150 grit. The next pass is 400 grit. And I'm not going past this. I only need the 400 grit for the look that I'm looking for here. It'll actually smooth out this edge and make it look really nice. Alexa, play. So here it is. Oh, so pretty. I am very, very pleased. I am sorry I don't have a link to send you for this blade because it's long gone. I don't know where I got it. Can't find it in my email or any of the shopping carts. I bought this easily 10 years ago. Something like that. But yeah, now I have a movie sharpened blade. It looks sharp, but isn't, which is ideal. You can't really get hurt with it. I have coated it with a little oil while I work on the other parts of the sword. Some things happened. Some things happened when I looked at my reference material, and I looked at this up close, and I saw some things. I saw that I gotten the shape down here wrong, and then I also noticed one of the things about replicating stuff is that you can look at your reference material for like a year and still not see things that are right in the middle of it. It's unceasingly amazing to me at what my eyes can't see until they can, and then I can't remember what it was like not to see them. But there's these lines in here, and I wanted to do those. So I actually grabbed my Dremel. Yeah, you can barely see it, right? Yeah, no, that's no good. So hold on a second. So Matthew Winchell cut me a new template with those details in it. So I'm going to recut these. And I'm going to redo this cut in here, which is a hand cut, so it's not a... The outline is dead right. I'm really happy with the outline of this whole thing. That's just great. It's the interior and some of the interior details. So I've got enough G10 and we're gonna do this again. Yeah. And I really think it's that thick too. Yeah, I think it's 1/4 inch thick. Oh, Cronova Engineering just put out a PDF about using the pantograph mill. So I'm gonna read this just before I get started. And no, don't be too greedy. Don't be greedy, dummy. And if am I rolling? I want you to see this. Yes, good, I am rolling. Okay, so here's where we go. I've got this positioned here, roughly. I can lower this down so it doesn't interfere. I can turn this, and then I'm gonna move this all the way over to just check my basics. Yep, that's exactly where that should be. And that should end up over here. My God, I don't have very much room to play, but that is enough. Yeah, give or take. So hang on, I want a little bit of... Nice. Oh, I messed it up. Let's just double check all of our positioning. I have cut out my very first inlay, and now I'm about to do the little surface details in there. I'm going to use a different bit for that. All right. So that's a great test. It's a great test. I learned a lot. I now know what I need to know, and I know what I don't know, or I know most of what I don't know. But yeah. So we're going to try that one more time. And we're going to attempt to cut out another one. Okay, that piece is too small, so that can live up there. This piece, see, this is actually amazing. That's perfect, and that's what I want. Now I have something. Now I have something that is really close to what I wanted. Okay, so that's a hero. And we will replace this with some more G10. Yeah, here we go. We got one more piece. One more piece. Can I get it? Can I get it out of there? Yes. Or no, I can't. I can get out of here. I can get out of here. Let's not get greedy. I got my sword guards. I got the ones I wanted out of this. And I'm convinced of the incredible utility of the pantograph mill. It's something else what it brings here into the cave in terms of what I can make possible, and I'm very, very, very excited. I gotta find someone who's working on a crouching tiger sword. I got some extra sword guards to lay down. Thanks everybody for joining me. This was really fun and peaceful and beautiful, and I really enjoyed carving up all this G10. Despite the mistakes, I had fun. Excellent. Sorry I'm so dark on this one. It's lovely to see you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye. This is a bit of a coda onto the sword guard video because I think that what I achieved is instructive to show. So just to wrap this all up, my sword guard reference came from two places. One was screenshots of the actual sword, which I was able to take nice high-res shots from the Blu-ray and really understand that shape, and then compare it to actually the licensed replica sword guard, which is so wrong it's not even wrong. Not that this is an ugly thing, but it has nothing to do with this whatsoever. So then Sean Charlesworth did me a wonderful solid of drawing this as best he could, and this is 99% of the way there, but I didn't want the sword guard to be made out of wood. This was just a test cut with some cheap stuff we had. I had been looking for fake jade for a while on eBay, and hadn't found stuff that I really liked, and found stuff that was glass. I didn't want to mess with glass. So in the interim, we made one like this. Wait, let's see. Yeah, there you go. You can see it's got the the reflection parameters there. It's got the design like etched into it, and it's got that milky tonality, but it's the wrong color. And that's when I discovered the G10, which is this stuff. So I cut a couple of these out on the pantograph mill. Actually, I cut half of one out first. This was the very first test of everything. This was just trying this out. And the reason this looks different than this is simply, this is actually really instructive. This one has a clear coat. It's hard to overestimate how much work the clear coat is doing for me here. That's why I kind of wanted to highlight this. Notice how it adds a little bit of a dimensional top curve to every shape. It's like this side, the camera right side feels too flat, but the camera left side looks just sculptural enough. So happy with that. I took one of my G10 cuts, and I didn't even cut out the middle of this, and I made a pair and I clear coated them. And I'm really happy, close to happy with this, but this bottom shape and some of the other shapes didn't come out quite as well as I liked. So these are the final boss of the sword guards, and they are as accurate as I could make them. They've got the designs here and here, the stripes. Matthew Winchell did a beautiful set of template drawings for me for this. So now I'm going to give these a clear coat. I'm going to take a look at them in the morning, and you can see just how much work the clear coat does. Yeah, dude, it's just going to blow our minds. First some B-roll, then some spray painting. This is the first one. Oh, wrong. That's the first one. There's our first laser cut. There's our second laser cut in Milkplex. Then here's the first G10. That's me trying a little bit of weathering paint. And there's the first G10 with the clear coat. Here is what I thought were going to be my final sword guards with the clear coat, but alas, they're just not refined enough. So I went and I made these, and I think you can see that the overall shapes are just better on this one. So now we're going to give it a clear coat, this a clear coat, and make it look just as magical as that. There we go. I like these. The Rust-Oleum Crystal Clear. It's a nice enamel. Dries quickly. All right, ladies and germs. Oh, look at how pretty. Okay, see how just 2 applications of the clear coat all of a sudden make this feel much more polished? And I'm going to give you one more thing here. I'm going to hit this. With a little Scotch-Brite. Yeah. See that? Now it's got a little bit of a matte finish. Dude, I am so happy with these. I'm going to place them. So I'm at this stage now where it's like each piece is like, okay, this piece is done. Okay, that piece is done. Okay, this piece is done. So the blade is done. The guards are done. And I'm going to put them over by the blade. Amazing. Thanks for joining me for this coat. Not a quick one-day build, but a very satisfying one. I ended up with 4 extra sets of these guards. 3 sets of guards. I may assemble a whole second Crouching Tiger sword as, trading booty for something later. But I'm not going to get ahead of myself. Thanks, everyone, for joining me. I will see you next time. Bye. I can't believe you stuck it out till the end. Well, now that you're here, let's talk about some of the cool stuff we have at adamsavage.com, our merch site. We make stuff for makers, and one of the most important tools a maker possesses is, of course, their laptop. That's why this year we are making 2 laptop sleeves, a large and a small, to protect your precious cargo. Like all of our products, they're made of upcycled materials, manufactured in the United States. And on each of these models, we have included a new feature, which is like my new favorite thing in the world, is this pencil holder with a rubber stamp of my name here. This is inspired by the NASA astronauts' name labels on the Apollo astronauts. And there's one on both sizes. Get yours today at adamsavage.com.